morning.
Good morning. How is everybody?
We are live. This is like a different format. It looks different.
Hmm.
There we go.
I'm
Wait,
jazzing it up. What do you want?
there we go. Oof, that was going to stress me out. How are you guys?
Not too bad for a Monday. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. It is Monday.
It's
I can hear
full
myself
mode. This
through.
is our first show of the fall.
Yeah. I got a sweatshirt on. It's like hoodie weather.
I went flannel this morning because it's cold and it's supposed to rain all day. So
Yeah.
T-shirt
for Oregon weather.
day.
Nice. I don't even want to tell you guys what I have to do today.
Oh, now we have to know because everybody's going to ask.
So sometimes, even when you're a professional, you make mistakes in your schedule.
Sometimes. I do it all the time.
Oh my gosh. So my customer comes to drop off his vehicles yesterday, and it was supposed to be, and it's a guy I've done for like 10 years, faithfully every 6 months without fail, the whole thing. So he's got this like toy hauler and an F-350 long bed with a huge cattle guard on the front. So it does not fit in the garage. And so, I always go through the customer education, but sometimes I don't remember like exactly what I said. And so this guy, we coated it with Inspiration Classic when he bought it in 22. And then I used an experimental coating on the trailer, which did fail, but that's neither here nor there. And so the trailer's not exactly easy to wash. But his truck, I guess the last time he was here, I said, the coating's dead. We need to redo it next time. And he went, okay, whatever, And so I guess like a month and a half ago, he sent me a text and said, I got your reminder that the truck is due. So my reminders are for like ceramic maintenance detail. So he said, I got your reminder that the truck is due. So I said, okay, here's your appointment for your truck and for the trailer. We'll do them all on the same day. No problem. So he shows up yesterday and we're talking about the coating on the trailer. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to recoat it. It's, and I mean, the substrate of it is terrible anyway. So we're standing there and he's like, so are you putting the 3-year or the 5-year on the truck? I said,
Yes.
excuse me? Excuse me? Well, he doesn't live in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah. He lives in like Cascade, and I always screw up on the ones that live really far away. So anyway, I have a coating now on an F-350 long bed and a trailer. And I have coatings Tuesday, Wednesday. So pretty much I wanted to die because that was not a good, like when I look at this guy, I'm always like, oh yeah, this is a breeze. He comes every 6 months, like takes me 2 hours to clean up his truck. Now I'm going to be polishing for the whole entire dang day, but that's fine.
Busy week.
Yeah. So somehow whenever I screw up, I really screw up royally. So I made Delaney stay the night, and she's going to go to school, and she's going to have to come back and still work because I can't do it all alone. But anyway, that's me. How are you guys?
Well, I think I need to get my ring light out because it's dark. So
yeah. Well, I swear mine keeps turning brighter where I'm like, calm down over there.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, what's been up? I feel like I've just been working like crazy the last 2 weeks. It's kind of been a blur. I don't really remember it.
Yep, it's been a lot going on.
Yeah. You guys have had trainings. Have you done trainings since we were here last?
Yes.
I feel like we were kicking off training week the last time.
We were kicked off training week. We had training every single day that week, Monday through Saturday for PNS.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
We had me, and then we had Miguel, and then we had Josh, and
then we did an open house last
night.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, that's right. We all had.
We all had IDA meet and greets since last time, right? Man, we have been busy.
So much we're forgetting what we're doing.
Josh and I have had 19 IDA meetings.
Yeah. That's no joke.
Literally.
I went to one, and then I recorded a look for the podcast, not to cross pollinate here, but I did a podcast, the IDA with a detailer, so that'll be popping up soon, I'm sure. So
You can cross-pollinate. We probably need all the cross-pollination we can get. All right. Well, let's jump into, we've got people here this morning, so that's good. Let's jump into what's been our favorite product lately.
I'm going to go with paint gloss.
Okay, yeah.
It never lets me down, ever. It's there when I need it.
That's so true. I did a post on paint gloss the other day because I just thought, it just doesn't get enough love, but it really is just like, has never failed me.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever. It's so good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Keith, do you have one? I got to think about what the heck I did the last 2 weeks.
I do, but it's not traditional.
Okay.
Mine was therapy on the blueberry pad on my marble countertop in the bathroom because it's black.
Oh, yeah. You were taking off water spots.
So I kind of went after it while Lisa was out of town. My wife left, so I cleaned everything around here. So,
nice.
I cleaned gutters, I mowed lawns, I took trees down, I reorganized the laundry room. I got a little crazy with the cleaning, but
man,
so I was polishing marble with therapy, and it worked. So there you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're the opposite of me. Mike's in Chicago for the weekend. I don't plan on doing a darn thing around here.
How are the cats going to survive without Mike vacuuming every 45 minutes?
I don't know, but last night about 7 o'clock, the dog kept looking at me, and I'm like, "What's your problem?" And then I was like, "Oh, you probably haven't been out all day or been fed." I forgot. I meant, Mike's the master. Let's see. I was gonna say therapy too, so now I got to think of something different. Gosh, I use everything all week, right? Did I already give a shout out to my new favorite wheel cleaner mixture? Did I share that or no?
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, I still really like that. I'm still pretty hot on that. The brake buster and what's it called?
Knock off.
It's so good you forgot the name.
It's early.
Are you hungover from watching the terrible Dallas and Green Bay game or what?
That
what
was
happened to you?
Crazy, but I didn't know it could end in a tie.
Yeah.
That was crazy. All the football games were crazy yesterday. I watched every single one. I literally watched the 4, grid. Watched all, 9 games yesterday? No, 9 games. It was crazy.
I gave up on
the Dallas, that was crazy.
Is garbage, son. I'm done.
I know, and you lost Lamar Jackson. That's crazy. Yeah, do you think he was just being a baby?
Probably.
I think so. Okay, so I am gonna go with, for my favorite, knockoff and breakbuster, but I said that last time. So I think I'm gonna have to go with, can I just say bead maker?
Yeah, you can.
I think there's not a day that goes by or a detail that goes by that I don't use bead maker in some fashion. I love it. It never really fails me. And obviously I love the wash clay seal process, but I just really love bead maker. So I'm going to go with bead maker. I've done 2 boats and now 2 trailers, and I've had to use bead maker in all of those. So I think that's just like my trusty friend.
Well, there you go. Well, and hey, Dave, thanks for the bead maker.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
I have been running through some good mornings here while we're doing this. So, guys, we're not ignoring you.
Nice.
Apparently, we're beautiful people, according to the guys from the Detail Grind podcast. So that's always nice to know.
Well, hey, it's always special when we can get Joey Belinsky up this early to join us.
Well, we got Alex and Joey today, so we're doing well.
Yeah.
Ron is on fire this morning.
Morning, Ron.
And the best logo in the business is with us today, so that's always good.
Nice.
Although Bradley Bradshaw's making a play here with the flag, so I can go with that.
Thanks for being here, Bradley. Man, he's been busy too. We've barely seen him.
Yeah. Well, and hey, look who's here. Sarah's here.
Sarah, good morning, Sarah. Nice.
All right, Amber's on with us, grinding the
Good
coffee
morning.
beans and listening to y'all. Now, are you grinding
Nice.
Are they swirl killer?
swirl killer beans?
I have some. I got a whole bunch.
You know me, I don't.
This is with
I
us.
Good morning, Thomas. I
Morning,
miss
buddy.
Thomas.
I know. Just want to give him a big hug.
I know.
No.
God. We're going to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll go to an Eagles game. And then we can go to a
Yes.
Pittsburgh game.
Yes.
All right. Hello from rainy Wake Forest, North Carolina. This may have been asked/answered already, as many questions are here on Bead Maker and Coffee, but we still like to revisit them. With Bead Maker, Dream Maker, Clean Maker, and Defender already in my lineup, what application would I use paint gloss on everything else?
Yeah, everything.
That is such a great question.
So that's one thing I always make sure I have in my car is a bottle of paint gloss.
Yep.
Spill something, clean it up with paint gloss. Bird poops on your paint, clean it up with paint gloss. And you touch up your window, grab the paint gloss.
Yeah. And even if you spill something on your shirt,
Yep.
clean it up with paint gloss. Same. We keep it in our emergency kit in all the cars. So same. But gosh, it's the only one in that lineup that is a quick detailer. So we're talking like it's got a little bit of cleaning ability. So none of the rest of those would you use on dirty paint, but you could use paint gloss on dirty paint, or like dusty, lightly dirty.
Yep.
So it's also an anti-static. So let's say hypothetically, I think we have forgotten that this process still works really good. If you use Bead Maker and you need to drive the car right away, or you're sending it right away, just put a layer of paint gloss on it to kind of stop that static that happens with Bead Maker. We never really buy into the whole Bead Maker dust thing, but there is an element where Bead Maker needs to cure that if you drive down the road, it does still have a static charge because it is meant to cure slower than say like Defender and things. So if you're going to drive it right away, just hit it real quick with paint gloss and it literally solves any problem of, what you think is extra dust sticking to the car. And so paint gloss is great. In a pinch, if you need it to vacuum, it absolutely still works for that. Obviously, I prefer release, but it absolutely still works for vacuuming at 8 if you need. It's great on door jams. Like I use paint gloss. I use the heck out of paint gloss.
Well, one thing a lot of people don't really remember is that really is our designated dry process. In other words, dry car clay lube. I mean, that's really what.
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is as well.
Such a great clay lube. Yeah.
It's very much a very traditional quick detailer. There's a light cleaner in it. So it does a lot of work. We like to call it the Swiss Army knife of product PNS. You look at a product like Bead Maker, really designated as a protectant. We use it in a wet clay process, but it wouldn't be a clay lube out the gate on a dry paint for me ever. Dream Maker is really more of a paint plumper. It's a show type product, and doesn't have really the anti-static product in it that paint gloss does. And then Defender is just wicked solid protection and super slick and all that stuff. And again, I wouldn't put it in the category of a quick detailing product. So that's what paint gloss is.
Yeah.
And what's the fragrance? Number D.
Bubblegum.
What was it? It was.
Yeah,
I think Dave posted the picture. Was fragrance number D, which
it was something 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still won't tell us what the fragrance is.
Right. He just showed us the container, which had one letter and one number. I can't remember. It was like C7 or D7 or something like that.
I think it was 7D. Yeah.
but the container smelled like bubblegum. So I'm going with bubblegum.
I think it was too. I think it was like the 80s, the really hard bubble yum flavor. That's what it smells like to me. Yeah.
All right, Sid and Josh, this one's for both of you because we'll let you both answer it because the detail system I use is called Sydney and Josh. So what do you guys use?
So I use Urable, and I should just double mention that whole fragrance, the whole thing earlier, the story I told, that was not Urable's problem. That was the controller's problem. But yes, Urable, love Urable.
So my booking system is actually worked into my website.
Oh, nice.
I do use Urable just as a tracking system for all the cars I have. As far as booking appointments, they go to my website, do it on there, and it's all run through the back end of my website.
Nice.
Sweet. Good morning, Jeff.
Jeff,
Hey, it's the race pumpkin. Look at that.
what's up, buddy?
Jason's favorite product is Swift. I thought he would have said Dreammaker. I've never met a person who used more Dreammaker than Jason Carl, but so that's great that he likes the Swift. But I will say Swift works really good on the inside of a Mopar. Not gonna lie.
Well, you do have a couple to try it on, so.
Yeah. Amber says, when I used Frostbite versus an APC pre-soak, my lowers did not respond to just rinseless. Oh, when would I use Frostbite versus an APC? Went back over with the APC pre-soak and it helped, but mostly still sheeting. Okay, so Amber, I'm going to assume that the car is coated here. So yes, the lowers have a rough time, especially starting to get into fall. So if I'm going to be using Frostbite, I usually use that because I know that I need to degunkify the car, which I usually still go with an APC Pro pre-soak even with the Frostbite. I just like to do that. It's just kind of out of habit. And so I do that. I do the pre-soak, then I do Frostbite. Now, I will say though, I always find after I do Frostbite that it kind of shocks the coating for a little bit. And so usually when I'm using Frostbite, I'm always kind of following up with that clay and seal always. And then I don't have any issues. So I think maybe you need to add a little something back. It doesn't hurt the coating at all. It just kind of shocks the surface, which carries that hydrophobics. Because in coatings, those hydrophobic properties are only in the top like 40% of the coating or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it just shocks it temporarily. So then like if you waited 2 days and then hit it with a pressure washer, it'd probably bead up just fine. And so I always just go back with like clay and bead maker or even just bead maker as a drying aid and you should be fine.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Sheeting is, I don't think there's anything wrong with sheeting. Sheeting is awesome. That's the best effect you can get. But
yeah, but I know what she means. It's like you feel like it's flat though. So I get what she's saying.
Yeah, and I think that's where you've got to do your maintenance, wash clay seals, and and do a little boosting to your product.
Yeah, it's so
I think
fast.
The mechanical aspect that goes with that really makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's just so fast that I always do that just to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, Joey Belinsky is weighing in here on stout.
Nice. Easily the slickest, most hydrophobic coating I've ever seen on my vehicle. Tremendous product. Thank you, Joey.
Well, now that you polished it and put it on, I'm sure because we don't want that chalky white paint.
Yeah, no chalky white paint.
As a friend of ours from Chicago would call it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is crazy. So, I mean, I'm well over a year now seeing cars back, right? Because of during the testing phase. And so it's crazy. I mean, when cars used to come in for their maintenance, like the coating was fine, but they'd be a little bit, like Amber was saying, the lower third maybe wouldn't be as responding as well. But the cars that are coming in right now for their yearly maintenance, I go to wash them and I'm like, whoa, like it's like I forget that it has something different on it. And it's so different that it shocks me every time. It's really crazy.
I'm finding kind of cool is we've been doing my rental fleet for training class.
Mm-hmm.
They all have stout on them now, and every time I wash them every week, I can't put anything on.
Yeah,
like it will not take bead maker. It will not take defender. Like it,
right.
It won't take.
Yeah,
it. So
and for those who love to foam their cars, your life might get a little bit more boring. Mm-hmm. The foam will not stick to it. It's so funny because, my car is like a patchwork quilt. And it's so funny when I foam my car because there will be panels, the doors will just hold onto the foam. And then the sides, it's just like, it's immediately gone. And it always cracks me up. I can tell exactly where stout is because it won't hold onto the foam. So,
but if you guys want to keep plussing up that foam and try and make it stick, go for it.
Right. Yeah. Use more soap.
Use more soap. All right. Ron's got a great point. Cross-pollination makes a detailing garden grow. Yes, it does.
Yes. Love it.
Okay. So, Sydney, this is your favorite conversation. I know you're going to love this question. Brake buster or iron buster for wheels?
Well, Jose, it's whichever you like, but here's the deal. Iron buster is fantastic on wheels, but for me, you have to remember I'm working in my home garage. When I use Iron Buster, my whole garage, including all of my family's cars, then smells like Iron Buster for 24 hours. I have long hair, unlike probably 90% of you. The Iron Buster absorbs into the hair and it smells to high heaven. So I choose alternative methods to that, but Iron Buster on wheels is fire when you need it. It really is.
Yeah.
I used to like to do, Iron Buster and then put Brake Buster over it. I always follow up with Brake Buster because you kind of want that. I mean, you still want to clean and the, rust inhibitors and all that. So I actually do both. I would use Iron Buster as a pre-soak. But what I do that I find a little bit more economical and not as smelly is I do crystal wash and then Brake Buster over it. I think that Iron Buster is fine. I would not make it part of your every week wash though, for sure. That's too much. That's too much on your wheels. So you definitely don't use Iron Buster every single time. But if you have a car come in with really bad wheels that you don't want to use acid on, I mean, Iron Buster is a fantastic product. So don't think I'm saying it's not. It's fantastic, but I don't personally like to use it because of it. It stays with you.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. I mean, even in my shop with as many vehicles as we do, we might, use it on 2 or 3 vehicles out of 100. I mean,
yeah.
Crystal wash and Brake Buster can pretty much take care of most everything.
Yeah.
It's so much more economical and doesn't smell.
And it attacks a lot more kinds of contamination, right? So.
Yeah, and I just think, based on Dave's testing, I mean, Iron Buster does a great job on iron removal, but Brake Buster actually does a lot of that work too. So, economically where you can, I avoid Iron Buster. I avoid it in the training center just because it'll linger all day, and then everybody in the building's like, "What did you just do?" So, Dave is coming in out of the Secret Squirrel group chat for product development and other things P&S. And he's got a comment on the foam, and he says, I think the ingredient that makes the foam cling in frostbite does not rinse off as easily as most cleaners, but that's what it does. So there you go.
Nice.
So that answers that question.
Nice. Dave answered what his favorite product of the week was too. Did we miss that comment?
We missed that comment. What was his favorite product of the week? Let me go back.
Tempest.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Tempest, and then I saw Dave said it in the chat, so I didn't want to take his thing. But yes, I mean, and I think I've said this before, like Tempest is such a great product that we never talk about. I use it all the time. Floor mats. I use it. Floor mats. I usually squirt the back end of the car because it's right there when I'm doing the floor mats. So I do like the, up around all the exhaust pipes and everything. I usually spray all that out with Tempest. I use it a lot on fender wells. And the reason I use it is because I don't really like to scrub. I mean, that goes back to that, like my style of diva detailing. I like to do as little work as possible. So I use Tempest a lot.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Tempest is our Chemtrol product line degreaser. We recommend it, 10-to-1, Sid, for floor mats. And we say floor mats, guys, we're talking WeatherTech and rubber mats.
Oh, yeah.
We're not talking
don't use it on your interiors, for sure.
And honestly, that is a great, if you got a super grungy car, that's not a bad pre-soak either. So.
Yeah. No, I love Tempest.
Well, good morning, Chef Dylan from Guam. Good to see you on the program.
Morning.
We're keeping our over the seas connections going. Good morning, Guam. So, Chef Dylan's got a question. Here we go. What would you suggest for the best touchless 2-step wash process? Here we go with this 2-step wash process.
Oh, Josh, you go first.
Crystal wash and frostbite.
Yep.
I mean, that would be my first thing I would grab for it. Just soak it with crystal wash, let it dry, and then hit it with frostbite.
Yeah. So I do that all the time. Now, the part where you got me here is touchless.
Touchless, yeah.
I don't know if it's the state I live in, but there's no such thing as touchless here. I've tried to wash my own car, which has God knows how much coating and bead maker and defender on it, touchless, and it just doesn't work. So the touchless thing doesn't really resonate with me just because I've never been able to achieve it. But also, here's the thing to remember. because I was listening to some detailers talk last week about touchless stuff, and also I had a car come back from the dealership that went through a touchless car wash. The thing was fried. And there's a reason. If you're trying to do no contact, the ingredients in those soaps or whatever are going to be like
brutal,
off the charts aggressive, right? So you have to remember that. Like, companies making something that they are claiming to be touchless means that they are making it very like hot, if you will. And that can be an issue when not done correctly. So for me, I don't like to use anything that aggressive. I think Crystal Wash and Frostbite's about as aggressive as I'm going to get. And it does a great job where when I do the contact wash, it's just gliding over the surface. No scrubbing, no grinding. So that is what I use when I, want to get the majority of it off without me scrubbing. But I've never been able to accomplish a good car wash touchless.
Yeah, I guess if you're dedusting a car, that's one thing that, and as you said, Sid, the actual machines that are touchless are running a 2 on the acid and they're running a 13 on the alkaline pH. You are literally just burning or etching the dirt off the car. And then the other thing that a lot of people miss is there's a level of impingement. That's the water when the water hits that paint at such high pressure.
Yeah.
Even you guys with 1800 psi pressure washers aren't hitting the car as hard as that thing is.
Right.
I mean, that pressure's turned up to 2400 psi. You are chiseling the dirt off the car after you've basically tried to etch or burn it off with chemical. And it's not good for paint. I can always tell a car that's been through like the touchless wash regularly, the paint starts to chalk and fade and get dull.
This one the other day, it was a Kia Telluride. We've coated it twice. She lives in my neighborhood. It's never been through a tunnel wash in 5 years. Never, not a single time. She took it to the dealership to get like a bulb replaced or something. It was literally like a $3 part. And they ran it through the car wash. And it was like something out of a TV show. I mean, I've never seen so much damage. Yeah. It was insane. So anyway, and you could tell where like dirt from their filter hit her car at however many PSI. It was awful. It was crazy. Anyway.
Dave says, say it again. Share it again, Tempest.
Share it again, Tempest. Yes. See, he knew what I was thinking.
We love some Tempest.
We love our Tempest.
Iron Buster first, then Brake Buster. Yep, that's what I do. And I just layer them. I don't even scrub in between. Just layer them.
Just stack them up there and go for it.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. JB. Brake Buster plus knockoff.
Knockbuster. I like it.
Well, it's better than... Better than... I don't like break off. I think...
Break off, yeah.
Break off is not... No, we're not doing that.
Yes.
All right. We're cruising through comments. Guys, if you've got questions, now is the chance.
Ron says that's the order.
I don't know.
I don't know my references. I'm not good on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of being busy, Mr. Aaron coming in. I am with him with our good friend of the program, Levi Gates. We will be doing an IDA certification program and detail education on the 21st and 22nd of October. So
nice. Cool.
I know that seems like it's a month away, but it's like 2 days from now.
Yeah.
It'll be in October. So here we go. We're in October baseball. We're in October detailing.
All right. Steve says, if you're going to PA, you better hit me up. I'm stationed near the Clean Garage. I'm actually picking up a bottle of Intervention today. Nice. Hey, we had a good video drop on Intervention from our friend Ryan in Arizona. From Fine Detailing. He dropped the video that we shot at TRCMA with Intervention outside while everybody was filming inside. We jumped outside and did a video, and it's pretty cool. So if you haven't checked that out, Fine Detailing AZ on YouTube. It was a great video.
I do believe that was a black Mercedes, wasn't it? In direct sun?
Yep, direct sun, black Mercedes. We were laughing yesterday because in the video, I'm literally wearing a winter coat down to my knees and he's wearing a t-shirt. I was like, it's funny when you're filming, you don't think about like how things are going to look, you know? And so we both noticed it at the same time yesterday, like how hilarious. And I was like, I was cold. It was like, you know, the middle of April, but whatever. The studio was really cold.
Yes.
Good morning, John.
Morning, John.
Morning, John. All right, here we go. Coming in hot. Tom Oleski. Let's go. I miss all you guys more than you know. Last week's favorite customer's favorite was Frostbite. My favorite last week was Absolute. There you go.
Nice. I do love both of those.
He was
Especially
washing both
the
plates.
Absolute. Yes.
All right. Absolute.
Terry. You know, it is, Terry. Our original Swiss Army knife was paint gloss, but you're right. I mean, Absolute is pretty versatile for sure. They're both the Swiss Army knife, but love it.
Well, this is a new one on me. Somebody who has not ever listened to, was that Metallica?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Yeah.
Well, I'm of that age, so are you, Josh, where Iron Maiden was a thing.
Yep.
You know,
maybe not a good thing, but it was a thing.
It was a thing. we're not relativizing it. We're just saying it was a thing. And Joey does say yes.
Oh, correct. Fragrance D. That's right. Frag D. That's right.
And we're like, that's not helpful, Dave. That's
right.
Not helpful. I actually
it was so funny how he ran up to us like he was giving us the intro. Yeah. That was the best part.
Yeah.
We love Dave.
I was walking through the warehouse.
Like mystery solved.
Yeah. And you know, we're transitioning the warehouse, so it's a little empty.
Yeah.
The fragrance key was still sitting on the shelf. That was that 5-gallon pail was still sitting on the shelf the other day. All right. Thank you. I didn't realize paint gloss was a cleaner. It's got like cleaning properties. It's not really a cleaner.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't use it as a waterless wash, but in a pinch, like Josh was saying, if you have bird droppings, bug guts, you can absolutely use it. And then, you know, if you're going to a car show and you need to, you know, you've got dust from driving, you want to use that, not like a bead maker or something. If there's any road dirt or air dirt on it, you want to hit it with paint gloss first. It's got polymers in it that will help you safely clean the dirt away from the surface.
Yeah. When I was out doing demos on the road as a route guy, you know, that's what I would paint gloss the hood before we would just, you know, grab a tool and polish on the hood. So, I mean, it's got light cleaning ability, but I wouldn't call it a cleaner by any means. It's a little more multi-purpose than that. P&S carpet system was a savior this past weekend from Alex. Yeah. Alex, what were you doing in that car?
He was cleaning carpet. I don't remember what kind of car he had. I saw it, but
Josh gave you the side eye. We want answers.
It's crazy how much we take like the carpet system for advantage. I mean, I just just use it every day, and it's like
it just works. It just works. Yeah,
it's crazy. And I was actually I was telling Kyle the other day, like, remember years ago, probably Josh, you remember this, you know, 10 years ago when those sport seats started to come out and they were so stinking hard to clean. Now, like, it's so crazy to think how much easier it is now. Like, I just do the, what is the enzyme called? I'm literally losing my mind. Terminator. Geez, I was trying to say something with the I. Literally losing my mind today. So I do Terminator and then Carpet Bomber, and then I use that UFO pad on a polisher. Amazing. And then you just wipe it with a dry towel, like no extraction, no steam, takes all the stains away. I had a Tundra, you know, the Tundra seats are the worst. They get barely a drop of water on them, they stain, and then it just like cleans them. It cleans them perfectly, but then leaves no spots, no wicking behind. Like, it's crazy how it can take me like 5 minutes to clean an entire Tundra seats now, like all four in 5 minutes. And I used to spend hours trying to fuss with it with, you know, a steamer and extractor, trying to get it solid. And oh my gosh. So yeah, it's the Terminator and Carpet Bomber with the UFO pad is
game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
All right, Steve says, I use your label as well. I really need to learn how to set up those kinds of reminders. Yes, the reminders are great, but they definitely, one thing I will say is they're very, you got to be very forward thinking about it. So you have to set up the reminders and attach them to the services. And then you have to know that anything that's already on your books, it's not going to apply to. So you want to get those reminders set up sooner than later so that you can start taking advantage of them. Because if you already have services booked out, like coatings and stuff, you have to actually go unattach the service and reattach it if you want the reminder to take effect. I did learn that the hard way. So I do highly recommend sitting down and putting the effort into setting up your reminders, and then moving forward, you're good.
Yeah. All right. So he says he did the race pumpkin inside this weekend. I think it's just because it's orange and smells like orange cream.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
All right. So Ron says, for those who use your label, how do you deal with the client who brings you the disaster detail?
I love this question.
You can always put, and I think you can do this on any kind of reminder. You can put on there extra dirty car charges may apply as part of the booking reminder. So
all my
and
all my bookings say starting at $4.99 or starting at $6.99. Price depending on the condition of the vehicle.
Right. And I usually give them a heads up right when they drop it off. But what's cool is even once you've already taken the car in, you've already given them a quote like ahead of time. There is kind of similar to what they use in construction, like a change order, like a quote or what do they call it? An estimate. There's a word for it. Clearly I'm not good with words today. And, but you send it to them during the appointment, and they have to accept it or reject it. And you can send them options, which is really cool. So you can do like option 1, we ignore the pink stains in the back, right? Or option 2, so you can send them different levels of correcting whatever the disaster is. But what's nice about that is it gives them a heads up on what the charges are going to be, and they have to accept it or not, which is really nice. And then it just attaches it to the appointment. So you can send them that extra dirty fee or different quotes. What I like about the quotes is, again, I'm very much like, don't do it if you're not getting paid for it. So what I love about the quotes is you can say like, here's if we make this, we're talking full extraction, 9 hours. This is if we make it perfect. Here's the level and I write in the quote, like what's going to be left. The stains in the back end are going to be left. The headliner stains are going to be left. Like I tell them that. And then what's nice is if they accept that one for this price, you're not going the extra mile and then going to have them argue with you on price or whatever. So it really keeps you to what service you're providing and you're getting paid for. So that's really nice. So I do like the quotes during service is nice because they have to agree to it. And it just texts them and you let them know, like, here's the levels, please accept. Or let's say a car comes in, and I know this is what's going to happen to me this Friday, have a car coming in, and it is going to have water spots. She thinks she's coming in for one service. And during the appointment, I'm going to send her, I see you have water spots. And I know this because I saw it parked on the side of the road, but I didn't want to call her out on it. And so during the appointment, I'm going to say, upon washing your vehicle, I noticed that you have hard water spots. Here's what it is if you want those taken off today. That's also telling the customer, like, yeah, you think you brought your car in for an express wash, but these water spots are going to be here when you pick it up, unless you want to pay me to take them off. So, I use it for water spots and different things like that during the appointment too, which is great.
Yeah, I think in the insurance game, we call that a supplement that you put into the work order. I think Josh knows that because he's got a body shop. So.
Yeah. And it's nice because then it sets expectations, right? So then that way, if they don't want to pay that extra fee, they know that those water spots are going to be there when they pick up the car, and then it's not letting them down. So.
Yep, totally. All right, Amber's got one. Here we go. Great, and thank you. It is coated in stout and surface felt sticky. That's interesting because stout doesn't usually feel
interesting.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Uppers are smooth and beading. First time I needed more than rinseless since coating it about 6 weeks ago.
That's really interesting that it's like that after 6 weeks. That's
Yeah.
super interesting. I've not heard that before. So yeah, so I would try hitting it with like some EnviroClean or something like that. You can even use Brake Buster, to be honest, if you don't have any EnviroClean. Wash it again real well, and then you could use the clay or clay and bead maker, whatever you want, and then top up that lower surface with Defender, and then see what it's like the next time you wash it.
Yeah.
You won't necessarily want to get it wet again right away, but something must have just gotten on there and then kind of, blocked that. But I do know if, like on my car too, if I used Frostbite on my car where the stout is, and then I go to hit it with the pressure washer, it seems a little bit flatter. Now, like I said, that's just shocked. And if I did it even 2 hours later, it would probably beat up just fine. So I think partially what you're seeing is maybe some shock, but let's figure out what the sticky part is first. And then you just kind of have to revive it and let it, not be under shock initially.
So my
but
question,
the coating's still there and fine.
Yeah. My question for Amber would be, did you have your first rain at the end of the summer in the last couple weeks? Because if you did, that may be hydrocarbons that are coming off the road because of the water, and it's sticking to the side of the car, and it looks like it's just dirt glued to the side of the car, makes it feel sticky. That would be my question for Amber.
Yeah, and my water never beads Superior after using Frostbite. I think it does just kind of shock that surface temporarily.
Okay. All right. Ron says mine is set up as appointment requests. Steve does. They're locked in until I speak to them. That's when I go over pricing and try to understand their situation. Have them send me photos too. Yep.
Cool.
Nothing beats an in-person estimate if you can do it, and if they can drop the car where you can go, okay, I know we've talked about this, here's the service, and you can review the car with them. If you can get them to do it right there, then that's easier. But sometimes you run into stuff you didn't plan for.
Yeah, and this kind of goes into answering this question as well. So when I schedule it over the phone, kind of just what Josh said is I say, okay, I'm gonna put you down for a full detail, which is going to include XYZ. It starts at this price. Since we can't see the car before, I'll be able to drill down a cost for you that morning when you drop it off. Like I let them know that this is not, set in stone and stuff like that. So, and generally speaking, yes, it's going to cover most situations, but I do let them know that we'll talk about it that morning.
Yeah.
If I have not seen the car first. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, guys, we're talking about mostly for Sid, your cars are cars that you've been working on for years.
Yeah. 95% of them I've already seen. Yeah.
Yeah, because this comment's absolutely, on point from Ron. I like to look at the vehicle. If it's a first-time detail, again, Josh is on point. Mm-hmm. Our details start at X, and this is what's included in them, but it depends on the vehicle condition, always.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't give an initial price to a new customer unless they were in front of you with the car.
Yeah, I end up with disaster details like twice a year. I don't take a ton of them anymore.
Nope. Usually somebody's student vehicle.
Yeah.
Good morning, Carl F.
Good morning.
All right. We got a whole chat going on here. Most vehicles I work on are from people I know, so disasters are kind of rare. I turn down anything that has urine, feces, blood. Any biohazard stuff. That's not a bad policy to have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good morning, all.
CEO.
The CEO. Ooh, all right. Gosh, I like the hat. I got to meet you and Dave Fallon, by far the coolest men there. Well, of course.
Wow, nice.
In Sydney there again someday. Yeah, they're doing a big training event there, and I think
I did see that. Yeah,
jealous of that, but
I did see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Alex, the weekend was rough. Pressure washer completely failed, and pressure washer hose also needs replacing.
Oh, man. I hate that. I have a backup out in the shed just because I've been there, Alex. I've been there when you just need your pressure washer and it dies on you. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a Gabe Garcia that lives next to you that has like 3 on backup, I have a backup in my shed now, even though I do have a Gabe Garcia, but I do have a backup now because that's the worst. It always like breaks on the day you need it, when you really need it.
Yep. All right. Here's a good question. How about crystal wash followed by absolute rinseless? We do it
Every
all
day, all day.
Yeah.
Every day, all day. That's what I do.
We do
All
that
day,
in our
every
training
day.
classes.
That is the standard operating process, not procedure, process.
Do you know what happened to me? Can I just complain for 1 second? Not that I ever do, but just for 1 second. I ran out of crystal wash. And I had to order some from the rag company. So I got to go pick it up today. Ran out of crystal wash. Can you believe it?
I can.
Crazy. Yeah.
I can.
I go through a lot of crystal wash.
Yes, you do.
A lot. Yeah. Has anyone, Jason Carl says, has anyone tried EnviroClean in a foam cannon for a pre-soak?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think it would work. I think it would work great. But I don't like to use foam cannons, so
Yeah,
I think it would work great.
I've never used it in foam cannon. I've used it in like an IK foamer, and it works amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
Now,
wicked
okay, that's a
foam
good
cannon.
point, actually, Josh. Actually, when I think about it, I think that's actually a good point because in a foam cannon, not only is it diluting with water, the water is going to be heavy. It's going to pull down. I think you want it to kind of cling to the surface for a minute to really do the work. That I would actually more encourage you to put it in an IK sprayer.
It's
Just so that you don't
good in
have
an IK if you use it straight.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. And you
use
don't.
it-
You could even use the multi or the foamer, but I'm going to want it to cling to the surface a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, but if you use it straight in a foam cannon, you get pretty good foam.
Yeah.
You do.
No, I'm sure you get good foam, but I don't know that it would hold on. You know what I mean?
Not a real economical use of the product.
Yeah, unless you're like a sponsored athlete. There was a video, like no joke. This was so funny. This is a great story since Joey Belinsky's here. So he was at the rag company and we're filming this video, not to give anything away, but we're filming this video for TRCMA next year. And we had to do these washes, right? And it was like, anyway. And so he just starts pouring Breakbuster straight into a foam cannon. And we're all like, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? And straight. And he's like, I always do it straight in the foam cannon. And we're like, what in the world? And so I literally was like, #free Breakbuster. Jeez Louise. It was so funny. I was like, dang. Yes, Alex.
That is being a sponsored athlete.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was like, you just put it straight up in the foam cannon. He was like, yeah, fill it all the way up.
Yep, we did say intervention.
Ryan, we did say intervention. Great video. It did show off the product quite well, which when we were filming, we weren't really sure how the camera was going to pick up, but you can definitely tell. So it was a great video. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, so Jason Carl's pushing this one, so I am going to push back, and I am going to ask for, we're doing the Bead Maker Lounge referral right now. Show us that video. Video that, Jason. I want to see it.
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
6 ounces of Enviro in a foam cannon. All right. So the challenge is out there. You got between now and the next Bead Maker and Coffee.
Shoot the pumpkin. Let's see it.
Yep. Shoot the pumpkin. Actually, #shoot the pumpkin. That probably wouldn't go well on social media. Don't do that. All right. So Chef Dylan, thank you for that. Actually, exactly what I recommend. Just wanted to make sure that was the right direction. Yes, you're on track. Yep. Yeah, don't #shoot the pumpkin. It's Halloween. We don't want to do that.
I meant shoot the charger with those pumpkins. Oh, Joey Belinsky, I've used so much Absolute ever since returning from Monterey. I thought I used a ton before, but I've been absoluting all the things. Dude, I go through so much Absolute, like a gallon a month. It's nuts. And see, I was feeling the background today. I was like, bring back the Absolute.
Hey, we got to rotate it around. It looks good.
Yeah. That photo was taken by our friend Anthony Brown Jr. Shout out to him.
There you go. All right. So John Folks says, by the way, Iron Buster and Breakbuster for the win, and products of the week on some super hammered wheels on a 3/4 ton GMC last week. Well, there you go.
Nice. Amen.
Yep.
Love it.
They do stack well. They are stackable.
Yes.
All right, Chef Dylan's back. I haven't been having great results with Reflect. What other options for substitute to Rain-X? So
what towel are you?
I think sometimes we overuse Reflect as a glass cleaner when you have extra dirty exterior windows, or if you are not polishing your glass, you're not going to get the maximum kind of water beading effect of Reflect. You'll get the cleaning and it'll look good and they'll be streak free, but I got to tell you, there is a marked difference between reflect on a piece of glass and reflect on a polished piece of glass.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Totally. Especially as far as longevity, right? Because if it's not polished, there's contamination there. So that's actually pretty shocking, but I heard Josh say it. Make sure you're using the right towel too.
Yeah.
Like use an FTW to apply it. I notice I just don't like the way anything spreads because it's in that category that has SiO2 in it, right? And I just think with any SiO2 product, you're going to have such better results if you use an FTW.
Yeah.
So definitely, like he said, absolutely get the contamination off there, have a really clean piece of glass, and then it goes on so nice and it really lasts for a long time. So definitely try that. Other substitutes for Rain-X, that's really going to be the only one other than using like View. But even with View, you absolutely have to, polish the windows before. So, and I actually prefer the water behavior of Reflect more than I do View. I love View on the front windshield, but I think try cleaning them more. Yeah, try polishing.
I would say this could be in part, Dylan, because you're in the ocean, right? You're in the middle of the ocean, so you're going to have a lot of salt there. You're going to have some salt buildup and etching on those windows. You've got to polish them first, I think, to get the effect you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I would suspect that that would be the same if you use Rain-X as well. You're going to probably polishing the glasses makes. And again, it's like anything. Prep is the answer. So good prep.
Yeah.
All right. Does Absolute work well on inside window cleaning? Worried about the slickness component it leaves behind. What is your recommended items for glass cleaning perfection? So it's interesting they're worried about slickness, and we were just talking about Reflect, which is flicker.
I love the slickness.
Yeah, that's what we want is slickness.
I want it.
Yeah.
Absolute is a killer glass cleaner. It really, really is. Now, I still tend to grab a glass cleaner. Honestly, I still use a lot of TrueView or Paint Prep, but it's a really great glass cleaner. I actually probably use Absolute as a glass cleaner more in my house, but no, Absolute's a great glass cleaner, and it does leave it slick, but then I usually always go back over with Reflect. Now that we have Reflect, I love it for its ability to, I feel like it's really great with anti-fog and makes them easier to clean next time and all that kind of stuff. But definitely it's a great window cleaner. Yeah. Recommended items. I love it.
Yes. It really helps prevent those doggy nose.
Microfiber applicator I use every time I spray the window cleaner, whatever it is, TrueView, Absolute, whatever you want. On the microfiber applicator, draw the box, fill it in, use the applicator to scrub the stuff off the windows, and then you go back with that FTW for the perfect finish. Flawless every single time. That's all I recommend.
It's just sexy.
It is the only way to do it.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. There's a whole bunch of videos on it.
If you don't know who Mark Spindler is, well, you haven't been around long
enough. Which is probably most everybody here. All right, the CEO says, not only does Absolute clean better than any other rinseless, it smells the best too. I have the Absolute fragrance in both my garage and office, and I use it all the time. Amen. Love it.
Yep. All right. When will you be moving to Omaha?
Never.
Nobody's moving to Omaha, Scott.
I'm from Iowa.
Well, let me tell you this, Scott. It ain't happening at this time of year because I'm not coming to Omaha for winter. It's not happening.
Not happening.
And being from the Iowa City area, I can't move to Omaha and be near any corn huskers. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. But thanks for being here, Scott. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way. Scott is holding down that corner of the world for us, so we don't need to go there and live there too.
Yeah.
Be too much good detailing in one place. So, okay. At Carlef, it's amazing on interior windows. Damp Absolute towel, dry towel.
There you go. Yeah.
Bada bing.
Yep.
Well, there you go. All right.
That works. See you. What's up, Ryan?
Okay, Alex coming in. I was cleaning salt and dirt stains on a 22-foot Subaru Forester. Or 22 Subaru Forester. I'm like 22 foot.
Nice. Gosh, now Alex, that really bums me out that you were here and I didn't give you my salt remover. We have some salt remover that I don't get that kind of salt here, and I should have sent it home with you. Anyway, yeah, but still, I think that's my thing though, is the Carpet Bomber does great. I love Carpet Bomber on salt. The Terminator and Carpet Bomber.
They do pretty well on it. Yeah. Caked on salt is a different animal, but
Yeah, like the Michigan salt and stuff. Like we don't have that here, so but I hear about it all the time. But I know Alex has it in Canada. I should have sent him with that 3D salt remover that we have. Frank, good morning.
All right. We're going to be asked to walk through a procedure. So here we go. All right. Can you walk us through the ideal SOP and steps for wash, decon, clay, and coating with stout?
Mm-hmm. Josh, you go first.
We'll put you on a tape. So before we coat anything, we always kind of, spray it down with crystal wash.
Mm-hmm.
Let it dry, and then we'll do our contact wash with generally frostbite. Then we'll take it inside, clay it if it needs, which generally with clay anyway. Then we'll move on to paint correction.
Yep.
Anything different for you guys?
So mine's pretty much the same, but we have to remember that I'm generally working on pretty dirty cars, and I make my customers run their car through the car wash first. So let's keep that in mind. So mine is pretty much the same though. So it's gonna be crystal wash, let it dry, absolute contact wash. While it's wet, I clay it, unless in the off chance it needs actual claying, which is not very often. But otherwise, I'll use the clay reset scrubber while it has absolute on the surface, and then I dry it, paint correction, paint prep, stout. The only time that's going to change is if there's iron present. I might throw in some iron buster after I've washed the car and clayed it. I always do my iron buster after I've clayed. So I may add that in if I feel like there's still iron present. And that's pretty much the only change I make. Now, if it comes in, it is really dirty, then I will do the foam wash, exactly like what Josh said. Crystal wash, foam it, contact wash, clay it. Then I do the same thing. But 90% of the time, I'm still doing crystal wash and absolute and clay while it's wet. And that works most of the time, I especially on a lot of new cars, I don't need to foam them and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah.
That would be the process. Yeah.
Pretty easy.
It is. All right. What is the solution to remove artillery fungus?
Artillery fungus. I don't know what that is. I feel like I
think it's like the little black dots that get on.
It is.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Believe it or not, and this is a top tip. I like EnviroClean as a pre-soak for that. But another one that probably would work well, believe it or not, would be the finisher, because it's a peroxide, and peroxide will help kill that fungus. But
is that totally safe to like soak down on paint and leave it sitting there for a minute? The finisher?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to cause a problem at all. I mean, it's not going to be on there long anyway. So
would you put it on wet or dry?
I would think put it on wet.
Yeah, I would think you'd almost want to wash the car and then maybe do it after you rinse it, leave it, rinse it again, and then clay it or something like that.
Yeah, but I would definitely pre-soak that with EnviroClean. That would be where I'd start. And I would you probably are looking at doing a contact wash and maybe a reapplication of, say, like a decon product and claying it. I mean, but artillery fungus, couple of things here. Number one, you probably have paint that's very porous, very sun damaged, that the clear coat is very rough. So, the way to prevent that from coming back is a good polish job, and then obviously a good form of protection. So if they don't intend to do anything to protect the car, you're kind of throwing effort after bad results.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Yep. All right. The worst vehicles I get are usually now you can do my daughter's son's cars. I've heard that from Sydney a lot.
I do a lot of kids' cars just because the area I live in. Like I always laugh and I think, Boise High has kids, the highest level of kids who have had their cars detailed, which I think is great because it's training the next generation that this is something you do in life, like changing your filter in your house, right? So I don't mind it, but I do a lot of kids' cars here, a lot of them. I think my favorite story on that is one day I had a high school girl, she was probably a senior, and another friend brought her to get something out of her car. And they walked into my garage, and it was so funny because like the one girl goes, "What are we doing here?" Because she didn't really understand why she was dropping her friend off. She was like, "I forgot something in my car. My car's getting detailed." And the girl goes, "Oh, this is who does my car too." And I was like, but it's literally like high school kids. And I was like, it was so funny. I was like, you guys are cute. Like, that's cute that you know what detailing cars are. Anyway, it's fun.
Yeah. Good morning to Slick Auto. Let's go here. Morning, everyone. How was y'all's weekend? Anything exciting? I got to play golf yesterday. That's exciting.
Yeah. I just did a lot of football. I think I usually every week do 4 days of football in a row. So yeah, that's great.
I'm a little embarrassed to say this because it's September. I did some Christmas shopping yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
I got Christmas decorations. You ever seen like those 9-foot animatronic Grinch? And
yeah,
I got a whole bunch of those for my granddaughter when she comes.
That's awesome.
My training center is going to be like the winter wonderland come Christmas time.
That's so fun. I want to come.
Heck yeah.
You guys get snow though. I don't get snow. You know, if I put that Grinch thing out in my front yard, it'd just look like a drowned green rat. You know, it would look like it's Halloween. That's what would be the problem if
I think my favorite Christmas decoration is just the Grinch out in the front yard with one string of lights attached to the roof, as if he like already stole all the lights, and then you just don't have to put lights on the rest of your house. It's great.
Yeah. No, nothing else exciting happened here. I cleaned the gutters because I knew it was going to rain. So that's as exciting as it got. I didn't fall off a ladder, so that's all I got for you. Morning, Steve. All right. Wait. Free Enviro Clean. If you know,
you know.
Sponsored athletes. By the way, Alex, your stuff is on the way. I got the arrangement done.
That's funny.
Speaking of sponsored athletes. I want to talk about disaster details. One of our main clients has a contract with a bank for repo vehicles. Those are rough. Thank goodness for the term Terminator, Bomber, and Finisher in Order Doc. Yes, I will tell you that I used to know a detailer in New Mexico who was in that business, right? Repo detailing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different level of insurance, guys, and you really, I encourage you to make sure you arm yourself appropriately with all the personal protective equipment.
And charge appropriately.
Yeah. I mean, that's an insurance recovery thing. You need to charge for that.
Yep.
Yeah. I only use BrakeBuster straight in the cannon because it dilutes it so much. We learned from that one.
Perfect. Love it. That's awesome.
Sources, people, sources.
I love it. Oh, Amber says, yes, she did have her first rain. Commute on Highway 1 and figured it was traffic film. I have only used ONR and noticed the drag under my UBS as I watched it this weekend. Yeah, always when we drive the whole summer, like he said, and then it rains, that stuff that comes off the road, it's like basically washing the road and it all goes by. So, yeah.
That's where your EnviroClean or your Tempest would be your best buddy to do a pre-soak with. Just spray it on. Don't let it dry. Just spray it on and go straight to your foam cannon and go to work.
Yeah, and then just do the clay and seal. It takes 2 minutes extra, and it'll just revive everything. But the coating's just fine under there. That's the good news.
Paint was sticky because the hydrocarbons were acting like a glue. Sydney needs a new extra shot in that, hopefully, maple spice latte this morning. Is that the maple spice?
Yeah, see the end, that's for maple spice. Yeah. But I didn't drink enough of it before we went live, so not full spicy yet. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Talk to me this afternoon. Oh, Jason, you got it. And not the pumpkin, his big sister Ruby. Her big sister Ruby. Ruby is a big red ram, and it could get shot with the EnviroClean, is what he's talking about. No shooting the pumpkin. No shooting the pumpkin. That's fine. I think the pumpkin probably gets babied with Absolute, which, amen.
Yeah, the pumpkin gets babied.
Yep.
Trevor Clark. I was about to
Trevor.
say it's get that same scenario here with at 3D Detroit with Reflect. Get the glass as clean as possible and do a quick polish and clay. Then do the box method with an applicator pad to evenly apply the product. I've had it on
Love
my
the box method.
GR Corolla since. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, you really got to decon that glass. You've got to polish it. So
Yeah.
Quality car care products.
Good morning. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, what's up? Is Crystal Wash neutral? No, it's an acid. As ceramic coating prep, would you use any high or low pH solution to wash? Low.
Yeah. Crystal Wash, baby.
Crystal Wash, baby.
Love it.
And then I would do a rinseless that's more of a pH neutral, or I would maybe use Pearl as my hand wash.
Yeah.
Okay, for those that have streaking issues with Reflect application, have you tried to apply it to a wet window and apply that way? It works for me with similar products. I don't have a streaking issue with Reflect, so
I have never ever had a reflecting. I've never had streaking with Reflect. My only thing with wet is I'm going to say this is kind of how we answer Defender too. You can certainly put it on wet, but we don't know how much it bonds or sticks around when mixed with water. So I still would always encourage you to put it on dry. If it works wet for you, like knock yourself out. I mean, the only thing to keep in mind is I'm just not sure how much, it's hanging around, but
yeah.
Even for me, I do Reflect like every time I wash my car. I just love it so much. And so I think that if that works for you, great. But I've never had any streaking issues. That's so bizarre. I think it's got to be something that the window's not all the way clean. And we're not talking, guys, we're not talking like that it doesn't work to clean the windows. We're talking like contamination that needs to be removed, not just that the window's dirty, because I've used it to clean dirty windows. But when we're talking contamination, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Also, check your towel. I really, really think FTW is the way to go.
Or you could be using an old loaded up towel that's not.
Yeah.
Be a number of things.
I mean, how many years have we all said, the first thing that's a problem if you're getting streaking or having problems cleaning windows, look at your towel. Look at your towel, look at how you're cleaning your towel, all that stuff. And just because the towel's fresh out of the bag, brand new, doesn't mean it's, necessarily the right towel. So the FTW is always our favorite. All right, Amber Atkinson. Last year, my work commute was on the road where I get stuck behind construction vehicles. Ooh, not good. My wheels would feel slimy after rain. So glad it's over. Poor car took a beating. Yeah. Now, Steve, I will say, if you want to make your wheels a lot easier to clean, hit them with some Defender or Bead Maker after you've cleaned them. And especially, I think Bead Maker is a great one for this because you can do it while it's wet. Hit them with some Bead Maker and rinse them down because that's going to act as a brake dust inhibitor. It's going to be a whole lot easier to clean those wheels.
Yeah, totally.
Anything you can share about what's happening at SEMA? Yes, SEMA.
I bet there's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah.
I think all three of us will be there.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
They'll be wandering around the halls looking for something to do. Yeah.
No, SEMA's always exciting. Yeah. I hope you're going to be there.
We don't have any program stuff. We do have a reception on Tuesday. So everybody's welcome to kind of come to that. It's Tuesday night on the show floor, 4 to 6. But beyond that, we really don't have anything big planned that is outside our normal wheelhouse. So I'll say it that way.
Yeah. But we'll be there. We hope to see you there.
Yep. Sydney, do you use Crystal Wash more than Epic now? As a pre-soak, that is. Or is Epic for maintenance and Crystal Wash for coating prep?
Pretty much. So I do still use Epic a lot, but I use Epic more when I'm just washing the vehicle. And then I'm usually always Crystal Wash if I'm doing coating prep every single time. And usually when I'm doing coating maintenance, it's always Crystal Wash. If it's just a wash, like I do Epic on my own car a lot. And then I don't wash too many customers' cars. I have a couple that I still do. And so I still use Epic as the pre-spray if I'm just washing. Yes, for sure. But Crystal Wash, I've really switched to that for all coating prep and coating maintenance. Because honestly, like when you use Crystal Wash, and Josh, maybe you can attest to this, but like the whole day goes better if you use Crystal Wash.
Yeah.
I'm talking your wash goes better, your claying goes faster, your polishing goes better. Like it really sets you up for success for the rest of the day. That Crystal Wash, I definitely use more than Epic. I do use Epic though when I'm washing my car or somebody just washing a car. Yeah.
All right. So Amber replies to Steve, yuck, I'm always dealing with ocean air and general traffic film. My windshield always needs to be clayed. And that would be the time where I would say probably at least once a year, you got to polish the heck out of that windshield and put some actual glass coating on it. And you will see a marked difference in cleaning your windshield too.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to run.
Bedtime. Yep. Yeah. It's like midnight there, right? Maybe.
Yeah. They're on the other side of the world. So.
Yeah. Wow. Nuts. All right, Ron, I'm starting to prep my Mustang for the last car show of the season, and I acquired a detail keg. So my prep will be Crystal Wash, Absolute in the keg for a pre-soap, Absolute Contact Wash and Dry. Amen. That's what I do, Ron. I do use my keg a lot, and I absolutely stinking love it. I've been using the heck out of my keg lately out, doing these boats and RVs and stuff. But yes, I do that as well. So if something is really dirty, I do absolutely hit it with Absolute right after the Crystal Wash is dry, for sure.
Yeah, just never put acid in that keg. Even Crystal.
Yeah, no, don't put the Crystal Wash in the keg. I just run Absolute in mine.
Yeah,
I think
because it'll eat your stainless steel. It'll actually eat the weld, not the stainless steel.
Yeah.
All right, Christmas shopping. Go, Josh. Way to be organized.
Nice. Yeah.
Either that or he's got ADHD and he just doesn't want to go do anything.
Did you buy us any baby Grinches?
Maybe.
Nice.
Did you buy us that one ornament you shared today?
I did.
Nice.
Cars coated. There we go. Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys touch more on how, when using a tree sap remover, sometimes it will leave a yellow stain behind, which later goes away after sitting in the sun?
I've never had that happen.
So
I use tree sap remover a lot.
I've had it a few times, and it's usually on like the old chalky white cars.
Okay.
I think it's just like the sap just staining the paint.
But it's the sap stain though, not the tree sap remover. Yeah. No, I've seen that. Yeah.
I'll just polish it, and generally it goes away.
Yeah. There you go. Problem solved.
Yep.
All right. EnviroClean. Thank you. And then Amber, one more time.
Yes.
EnviroClean
plus clean seal. That's what I would do. And I do that a lot on my car because we have really dirty roads here too. It usually solves everything. I love EnviroClean.
Yep. All right. So we're at that section of the show where we go, where are we going next? And I think Sid, your next trip is SEMA, right?
Yeah.
So we've got Bead Maker and Coffee again in a couple of weeks. Josh, your next trip is SEMA as well.
Yep, I'm pretty chill for the next month. I actually kind of enjoy looking forward to it.
I got training week the week of the 13th, 14th in Hayward, and we have Global SV that week on Thursday at the mothership. So
I think I'm doing mine Saturday.
Yeah.
Global SV.
I think RIT Emeritus Bob Phillips will be joining me for that event, as will our Spanish language trainer Miguel. So we can do that. And then the following week, I'm in Colorado with our friends with Aaron Layton and his team. And the week before that, Bob Phillips will be at Colorado Detail Supply at the grand opening of their new store in Denver. So, or outside of Denver. So
cool.
That's all the travel.
Can I talk about this? I am going on a personal detailing trip that I'm pretty stinking excited about next weekend. I'm going to Vegas to do a coating. I'm going to put stout on a brand new Escalade IQ that's wrapped in matte PPF. So rather than having the car come here, I'm going to fly there and just prep it and coat it. And I'm really excited about that. Nice. And then
because that's your Good Witch detailing trip.
Yes. So fun fact about me, I'm obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. and I'm going to the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, and I could not be more excited. That's actually my payment for coating the car, because I was like, you know what? Here's how we can do this. So Section 306, I'm hoping all the apples fall on me and the flying monkeys. I cannot wait. I'm literally so excited. And so I'm going to do that next weekend. And then I also maybe have like a little secret squirrel trip while I'm there. So I'm excited. I'll be in Vegas next Sunday, Monday.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We got one last minute
One last question coming in. Yep.
Question
From Slovakia.
Because it's from Slovakia, we got to put it up. First of all, Lucas, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the question.
For sure.
Hope you're doing well. Sydney, when you do wash, clay, seal, and for you too, Josh, how do you approach more stubborn contaminants which may remain after clay?
So generally speaking, if I'm doing the wash, clay, seal, it's usually a maintenance service. So we don't usually have a bunch of contaminants. So that's not usually going to be, I don't usually run into that scenario. So because generally speaking, when I'm doing wash, clay, seal, it's more of a maintenance on either coated cars or full detail. If there's a lot of contaminants that are not going to come off with that process, I normally know ahead of time. And that's where I'm going to do that change order with the customer and go, we need to do extra decon before I get into the sealing process. And then I would either, go to Iron Buster or to traditional clay, which I'm going to use paint gloss and traditional clay. And that is an added service. So that is heavy contamination removal. There's an extra charge for that. I generally know that before I get into the sealing process. So let's say I've got a car with asphalt dust on it and I go to do that first fender and I can tell right away the wash, clay, seal is not going to take it off. I stop, reset, talk to the customer. What are your expectations? What do you want me to do? This is a different contamination removal, and move forward from there. But generally speaking, if I find that that's the case, I need to do that heavy contaminant removal before I do the clay seal part, because otherwise I'm just wasting time.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's dead on for us. I mean, stuff like that will break out the heavy clay and just go to town. Like you said, that's an extra charge.
Yep.
Yeah. And if it's just, contamination, depends on what it is, right? I mean, if you've got the road tar kick up on there, then you have a solvent product you're going to apply to the car.
Hang on a second.
So, there's also, is Archie here?
No, it's Piper. I don't know what she's
Piper.
doing. I don't know what she's doing up.
By the way, yesterday was Gracie's birthday. Gracie,
fun.
fat cat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. 7 years old and still irascible. So,
I'm so excited for my Oz trip too.
yeah,
so
we're all excited.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
She's off to
see the wizard.
On that note, we're off to see the work.
Yep. Off to Bouncy the F-350 and a big black toy hauler.
Well, it was nice we weren't up against it this today to have to kind of get off early because we had lots of good questions. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you again on the next Bead Maker and Coffee, which
2 weeks from today.
I'm looking at my calendar, right? Says that it will be on the 13th.
13th, yep.
And that will be a training week. So I'll be at the mothership.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
Right,
well,
guys.
Thanks, Josh, for joining us this morning. And Keith, thanks for being our steady mod. And wish me luck today. I got to go get Delaney up. And I forgot there's thunderstorms. So I got to get after this trailer before it starts thundering.
Yeah, it's raining pretty good right now. So.
Yeah.
It's nice and sunny here.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
All right,
I'm going to be
guys.
using the mid on the stick. All right. You guys
Everybody have a great day. We will see you soon.
See you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.